G'day everybody, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We are in Baldur's Gate Lower City, and in the previous episode, well, I would say a couple of highlights. We met Nine Fingers Keen and discovered through her that Minsk is actually the Stone Lord, or presumably the Stone Lord. And we have discovered where they're planning to maybe entrap him and kill him off. So we're going to need to try and go there and obviously do something about the entire situation. So we will get there, I promise, and we'll bring Jaheira when that happens. We were about to start chipping away further at the lower city, but I know I went to Rivington in the previous episode and didn't end up really doing too much. I am going back there because I've just remembered that there are perhaps maybe 2 or 3 loose ends that I want to try and see if we can resolve first. So one of them being Mole having been discovered and obviously is now working in the guild. I think it's probably a good idea for us to go to the refugee camp and to see if we can find Mole's friends. If I'm not mistaken, they're around here, or are they just simply back in Wraithwin? I can't remember now. I think these are Mole's friends, so let's just have a chat and see what they say about it.
Oh, hello. I remember you, sort of. Thanks, I think. Bye.
Okay. Mattis?
I heard you helped a refugee family stay in the home they found. Good for you. As a trader, I'm going to look for a place too.
What do you think of Baldur's Gate?
Wish I could tell you. We're stuck out here, but most of the action is beyond Worm's Crossing.
Let's take a look at what he has to trade again.
Like you,
I'm just not entirely sure if there's anything worthwhile here. Corvid Token, Boon of the Raven Queen. While wearing the amulet, the wearer's jump and flying speed increase by 1.5 meters. They gain the Featherfall condition. Featherfall's effects will persist while the wearer is polymorphed or in wild shape. Okay. Could be potentially decent for a druid. Baldur's Gate Stone. Historic artifact. What about this? I think we did see this. And what about the cloak? Cloak of Cunning Broom. When the wearer disengages, they also create a foggy cloud within a 2-meter radius that lasts for 1 turn. Foggy cloud. What does the foggy cloud do, though? Does it make people blind, maybe? Evasive shoes. Acrobatics +1 to armor class. Alright. Do we want to buy a couple of these things? I'm not entirely sure if we really need them or not. Do we even have the money? I suppose we do. I could get Will to have a chat and obviously bring the price down a little bit more. Is that what we want? Maybe.
stay away from trapped chests.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we can't tell them that we've found Mole, though. That's a bit sad, but...
Attention.
Let's see. Let's go with Will. He's still got the Ring of Trading, but I don't think the Will of Trading? The Ring of Trading is really doing any good. We're still getting the same discount. So...
Defender of the people. Sure, why not?
You did me a that old bonebag Ketherick had some fancy junk stashed behind all the cobwebs and piles of gore.
Yeah, so let's buy these two things. Actually, I might even buy the cloak. It's not really too much. I don't know if everyone has a cloak right now, so, you know, just having some spare cloaks lying around is a good idea. Okay, cool. Whoops. And this one I might send to Jaheira, possibly. And the cloak, I don't know just yet. I'll just send that to camp. And the boots. I feel like the boots might be good for someone like Astarion. So I'm just gonna send it his way. Then we'll deal with equipping stuff later on. Alright, so let's move on. The next thing that I wanted to do is to actually get ourselves to... Yeah, perhaps maybe I didn't need to spawn in Rivington, to be honest. I do want to spawn right here, just near the crossing. And I want to go all the way down this way. And all the way to where we found the Stone Lords guys and the guild members fighting. Because there was a boat there, and apparently I missed stuff. Again, this was just judging by some of the comments being left on the videos when that all happened. So I'm hoping we'll find something, or perhaps maybe the comments may have been referring to something else. Maybe there's this chest. Yeah, we've already got that chest though. It's already open. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, pretty sure we did get this chest.
And these things have stayed interesting. Time to rest.
Okay, so I assume these guys are still sort of poking around this area. Hang on, I don't actually see the guild guys anymore. And for some reason I can see the effects of the shadow curse on this boat. I don't know if that's signifying anything. So apparently there's something here. The only thing that I can see, which I may have missed, is this big sort of storage compartment. Is this what I'm supposed to find? Annotated ship's manifest. A ship's manifest. Amidst the mundane goods, a specific unit of crates has been circled with a note pinned on top. Reminder, the Stone Lord's goods. We don't need to see the man to know he's serious about his property. If you're tempted to crack a crate and take a look, remember Norin and the wide-eyed loons who came to take him away last time out. I didn't raise a finger to stop those goddamn bastards, and I won't for you either. Alright, was that really something that I needed to see? I don't know, I feel like I'm missing something based on some of the suggestions, unless perhaps maybe the loot has already been taken and I've missed my chance. Maybe. Alright, I won't dwell on it too much, but if it is still here, more than welcome to leave some comments about it, and hopefully I can get it next time. Yeah, I don't really see anything particularly interesting here, and we've definitely been inside the cave and looted the entire cave as well. So, let's head back to, I would say, just Rivington here. There's one more item on the list that I wanted to cross off, and that is to go back to the circus. And we can have a chat with... forget the name of the guy, but the Mephit. Because the Mephit should be able to make that statue of ourselves, and apparently it gives us a nice, like, boon, like, permanently. So it might be worthwhile doing. I'm not really a big fan of, you know, making a big hoo-ha about statues for ourselves, but...
Ah, the adventurer returns! Care to purchase a bespoke Stoney and Boney creation?
Yeah, so you can choose whoever, like, whichever companion that you want to, you know, immortalize as a statue, apparently, and that companion, I think, will get the benefit, if you will. But I might as well just do it for us. So I'd like a statue of myself for the camp.
Oh, my wife shall be delighted.
Oh, damn.
Customs are her favorite, particularly when their facial structure is as unique as yours.
Unique. I want a statue of me naked? Why not? Why not? Armed and ready for battle, but we don't have 5,000 gold on us.
Tremendous! Stoney, darling, let us put this towards our getaway in the Moonshay Isles. I'll have your statue shipped to your camp. You shall love it. We guarantee it.
Okay, so something to look forward to whenever we get back to camp. I assume... Okay, so we've paid,
Soldier,
given the gold already.
let's march.
Can't give up now.
I assume it's taken some gold from the camp as well. So yeah, anyway, so that's done. Let's head back to Basilisk Gate, and I would say we're going to really chip away at the lower city this time. So I just need to be aware of when we approach certain areas, certain sections. Actually, I do apologize, guys. There is one last thing that I haven't done in the crossing, and that is to bring Astarion with us to meet some of his siblings. I did say that potentially that ship has passed, but then when I remember correctly, you can actually still see those two vampires hanging around in the flophouse, so it might not be a bad idea to go back there with Astarion and see what happens. But I guess we might still have time before we really need to do that, so let's not worry about it just yet. Alright, so we were exploring around here before going through the manhole. Speaking of the manhole, there's probably still a little bit more for us to do in the sewers at this point. Forgot about getting Scratch in.
Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it.
Newly condemned criminals. Manipsima. Prepare to receive 2 more prisoners condemned to execution. Vince Torrell, absolute spy convicted of treason, and Derm Goroy, convicted of attempted assassination of Lord Gortash. Both are currently being held in the Stoney's precinct? I don't know how to pronounce that. Lockup, but will be transferred to Basilisk Gate prison shortly. Manor Farthingale. And one more. Dear Sir or Madam, I am once again writing to inform you that one of your pigeons that was destined for the barracks has instead arrived at Basilisk Gate. We're not a postal service, even less a birdhouse, so please could you kindly come and collect the creature as a matter of urgency, or send one of your fists to do so. Thank you. And does this just lead back in here? I think so. So don't need to worry there. Let's go back down and let's continue exploring this little alleyway. Let's just double check on what's going on here though, because I don't want to get too close to objectives. Revere, the murder target. I think we've spoken to him. He's the chef, right? Let's meet. A hastily scrawled note. I have the information you wanted. You were right. The temple membership is growing. I'll tell you all about their so-called tribunal. Meet me tomorrow. You know where. Blood-stained note. A strip of paper with the following words written in blood. I found you. Pretty ominous. One last chance.
Strung up to die by the city.
You didn't come. Don't you realize I'm risking my neck for you? I can't have this information sitting on me. They'll find me. I'll give you one last chance. Meet me tonight or never contact me again. Alright, I see what's going on here. Perhaps maybe whoever was supposed to receive the very first letter has already been killed. And this guy's sort of waiting on him. Municipal sanitation notice. The Department of Drains and Underways is aware of the issue of the penetrating stench emanating from the round street hatches that provide access to the city sewers. The tribe of gutter kobolds contracted to maintain free flow in the sanitation tunnels appears to have been slain or driven away by forces or circumstances unknown, and the resulting backup is responsible for the unpleasant odor. The department is taking appropriate measures to remedy the situation, but in the meantime, do not attempt to address the situation yourselves. Citizens are prohibited from using the Round Street sewer access hatches. Leave sanitation to the professionals. Yeah, they got to do something about all the gases down there. Well, it doesn't say that we would be breaking and entering or anything like that here.
That tool will do the trick.
But we do still need to lockpick it though. So what do we have here? Okay, trails of blood. Oh, okay. This is good news.
This corpse has been desecrated, displayed, and there's nothing random about it.
Jeez, severed head. Let's just take a look at the body, see what the body has. Ooh. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to take that.
Circus clothes? What an end for Dribbles the Clown.
I'm gonna try and keep on top of all of the new journal updates this time around, guys, or from now on. Because, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Alright, there's a lot that has already updated. Actually, I'll only, you know, look at stuff that is still ongoing. So, yeah, we found his pelvis, torso, severed hand. Yeah, but we haven't found the rest of him, though. Yep, so this is the stuff about the Stone Lord. So we'll see about that. Have a look at this. Would we be able to speak to the dead here?
The corpse does not respond.
Nope. Or should I be casting it on the head? I suppose, again, if we had any success or were going to have any success, it should glow green, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, let's continue. Should we not report this? The Flaming Fist? I mean, goodness me, the Flaming Fist, like, barracks is just right here. Would it make any difference if I went to the office and started to have a chat with the
Let's see what
officer
this
in
does.
charge?
I have a city to protect, refugees to manage.
Okay, nope. Can't do nothing there, so let's get back down here.
Still alive, so that's progress.
The land is sick, and so are its people. We must cleanse the ill. Faerun's impotent godlings have failed to staunch.
And how do you propose to do that?
We grasp the net. We embrace the cycle that has begun to its fullest degree. We must allow the mother of all plagues to burn this sickness from us all.
Sounds a little crazy to me.
Listen and submit to the mistress of disease.
What?
We've got no choice. We have to do what he says.
Gods, be spouting a load of crap. Don't waste your time.
I think I shall do just that.
The guard is busy with their patrol and has no time for idle chatter.
Okay. We've had some people with names who we can't interact with. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with that.
We will be protected. And know that those who oppose you two must submit to Lord Gortash if you are to be saved.
Lord Gortash is exactly what Baldur's Gate needs. I dread to think where we'd be without the Steel Watch.
The Steel Watchers are doing most of the good here, really. I'd love a gander at those schematics.
Gortash is the light bringer. Gortash will burn the Absolute to smoke and ashes.
Only Lord Gortash has the strength to protect our city.
I don't really agree with Lord Gortash's methods, but the man does get things done.
Okay, every single one of them. Bit of a supporter. Right, so I think I'm gonna check out this building over here. Don't really know what it's about, but I might as well like go through the front entrance. It's the Stormshore Tabernacle.
Stormshore Tabernacle.
Your look serves you well, though.
I'm 10 years behind. Don't want the youths to think I'm not, you know, up with the times.
Up with the times. Lots of books. And there's this Viker, Humble Toes. Let's do a quick save here.
Greetings, child of faith. Be welcome to the Stormshore Tabernacle. You have come far, I perceive. How may I serve you this day?
Who are you?
I am Vicar Humbletoes, guardian of the Stormshore Tabernacle. I keep the peace in this sacred place and guide those in need.
What can I do here?
Here, clerics may commune with their gods, and even hear their responses, if they are so favored. I am also granted the power to provide holy resurrection through sales of revivification scrolls.
Oh, okay. So you can buy the scrolls from here. In fact, I haven't really seen a lot of those scrolls around. I mean, maybe we may have looted like one or two here and there, but... yeah, let's take a look at what we can buy.
Of course, my child. Within limits. Behold my wares.
Okay. Oh, look at that. A few interesting bits and pieces. The Sacred Star. 3 to 13 damage. Radiant Strike. On a hit, inflict 1 turn of Radiating Orb upon the target. I do like myself some Radiating Orb, to be fair. Sanctified Weapon. Undead creatures struck by this weapon are possibly turned. Almost 1,500 gold, though. That's a lot of money. Mantle of the Holy Warrior. Okay, so you just get Crusader's Mantle. Someone was saying that Crusader's Mantle and Failure Aluve is a really good combo. So I want to actually give that another try if we get into another, you know, combat situation, obviously. I'm sure that's going to happen sooner rather than later, but... I don't know about this. It's expensive. And... yeah, this requires concentration as well. So, yeah. I might not, unless someone turns around and says it's the absolute bee's knees. When you heal a creature, it gains the effect of Blade Ward. When you revive a creature, it gains the effect of Death Ward. Interesting. And Revivify. Revivify is not that exciting though, because it just revives people with 1 hit point. Does it count as a revive if you, say, throw a potion at someone who's down? I'm not sure. Or are we talking about, like, a resurrection where, you know, if they're dead, like you can cast Revivify? Maybe not. They have to be in the down state, I think. Yeah, I don't know about all of this, so let's not rush into, you know, spending our money on all of that. Elixir of Physical Resistance seems pretty good. Universal Resistance. What? Resistance to all damage. That seems pretty powerful, no?
The pride of the gate. Let's chew the fat.
We don't have any
Your
money though,
patron,
do we?
You have come far, I perceive. How may I serve you this day?
Yeah, I don't got no money at the moment. That can be easily fixed. Alright, so... whoops. So I'm playing too many games and the hotkey for accessing your inventory is different for each game. We need cash. Damn. We're down to 6,000 gold. That was quick. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff to sell as well. So I'd probably spend a little bit of time trying to get rid of a few bits and pieces. Yeah, okay. I don't even know if we're going to be able to sell all of it, but we can give it a go.
Where am I needed?
Welcome back. You have come far, I perceive. How may I serve you this day?
I feel like this is something that we really should be trying to get. Maybe these two. Bit of cash though, but yeah, as I said, I'm gonna try and sell stuff. Let's not sell stuff that we don't want to sell though. Oh, does he not have any cash on him? Oh, bloody hell. Okay. That makes things a little difficult for us. Yeah, okay, so we'll have to give him a few gold pieces. That's fine. I think that's everything. Okay. Stash this in the camp. We might find a few more traders though, so we could still have the opportunity to sell more stuff. I'm interested in maybe just checking out all the books and scrolls and stuff that we can see here. Prayer to Tempest. Lord of battles, Foehammer, protect me in the battle to come. Let my sword ring true against the armies of the Absolute. Let me live to see another day.
Looking ahead.
Hear my prayer, please. A scroll scrolled with an unsteady hand. Look, I'm not sure about this whole divine thing. I don't know much about you lot. And I reckon you don't know much about me on account of never praying before. Thing is, I don't want to die. Don't want my sheep to die either. This absolute thing on the horizon stinks. Not in the good way a sheep stinks, but in the bad way that a corpse does. So, if any of you are out there, can you fix it? Stop them? Please? Thanks for listening. Reading. Whichever. Yours faithfully, Barney Pins. Let's have a look at... Is this a readable book? Yes, but... Are we allowed to read it, though? I mean, he's not looking at us. So we could potentially read it. Let's do another quick save here.
Tempers are rising. It's clear not everything you find is at your disposal.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Surely we'll be able to read it if we just sneaked, though.
Welcome back, You have come far, I perceive.
Yeah, so he just faces that way. Oh, okay, he decides to just keep looking at blue now. Oh, Lord.
Sharp as ever.
Oh, okay, and he's decided to look that way now.
Keeping pace.
Jeez. Can he stop moving around? Or does he just turn around every now and then?
Silence is golden.
Can I please have a read? Reading the introduction to this religious text, it's clear the author had a dirty thesaurus handy. For some reason, she's also written in phonetics as if she were dictating to a team of terrified scribes. Right, you rump-fed rabid stewards of the shit bin, here's a fact for your cap. Gone be the finest of the big gods. He done a fuck around with a wee teensy back and forth of the minuscule gods. He forges pal, and he done a truck with tartly dogberries. Know how I know? His servants are effin' hard, and I mean log up the arse hard. Live by Tianvil, die by Tianvil. Great artisans, even in that cock-throating heap of gargle, Baldur's Gate. In the city, the Gondians have built steel watches, huge buggers to keep the peace. Marvel they are. First time I saw one, almost passed out from the sheer effin' delight. So I did. Alright.
What to do?
I don't know why that one in particular was a thing that we couldn't read. Statue of the Gods.
Here goes nothing.
This altar isn't dedicated to a single god, but instead acts as a conduit to many. Your god is one of many, and in this place you sense a spark of its mighty divine flame.
Let's read what is inscribed on the altar.
It reads, "Show your devotion with an offering in your god's name. Blessings may follow."
Okay. So maybe we can pay homage and honor the gods of light and justice?
The gods are ready to receive your joyful donation.
Oh. Wow. Okay, there's just so much lore here. Bahamut, the dragon god of justice. Corellon, the protector, creator of the elves. Elistre, the dancing goddess of beauty and freedom. Garl Glittergold, the bright and clever father of all gnomes. Ilmater, we've heard quite a bit about. One who endures, god of oppressed and persecuted. Lathander, the morning lord, god of vitality, hope, and of beginnings. Mialiki, the lady of the forest and supreme ranger. Choose from another group of deities. I don't know. I like the idea of maybe just making an offering to the Lady of the Forest here, since we're a ranger and everything. Oh. 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 Okay, so we've got to give up something. I don't know if you need to give up a certain amount of stuff before, or a certain quality of item. I mean, I'm just sort of testing things out here, but I'll just give something that I don't really need. For example, I don't know, maybe Alchemist's Fire. I've held on to that for a bit, maybe. Oh, okay, you can only donate one thing at a time, or... Oh no, you can donate a few things. Man, this menu is actually a little bit laggy. Maybe it's trying to just load so many different things. I think it's everything that you have on anyone in the party. But I think I'll just donate the Alchemist's Fire here.
Your offering is accepted, but more evidence of devotion is required.
Oh. Okay. More evidence is required. So, are we saying maybe there is a certain value?
The gods are ready to receive your joyful donation.
A certain value that we might need to achieve. Let's come back to it.
Open up.
Judge of the Damned. An excerpt from the book in which Ifigan Mogros discusses the strange theistic history of mortals becoming gods. There have been many lords of death who cast judgment upon souls lost and found alike. Among them was Kelemvor, a hard man of harder convictions. As a mortal man, he was a mercenary with a paladin's stoic beliefs, hidden under a crust of scowls and grumbles. As Lord of Death, he was forced to mellow both aspects of himself, for the impulses of a man and a god are not consummate. Mortals are allowed caprice, but immortality wears that stone smooth quickly, and Kelemvor chose cool prudence over cold malice. Elistray, Lady Silverhair. Sparing no detail, no matter how innocuous, this tale grants the reader comprehensive insight into the life, death, and rebirth of the Child of Lolth and Corellon Larethian, the goddess Ilistray. One section runs thusly: an important note, immortals like Elistray view relationships differently than we do. The gaze is cold, abstracted, even in the most passionate and vivacious of gods, such as she. Think of Telemann's Theatre of Distance. The viewer is somehow allowed space from the action of the play while still being immersed in the experience. That is how deities think. That is how they view everything, in an auditorium of icy long infinity, in the nosebleed seats. No wonder Elistray smiled and wept with equal fierceness when she defeated her mother. Gnome Father. I guess we're going to find entries on each of the gods that were mentioned before. The introduction of Gnome Father reads like this: most splendiferous, gregarious, and overall duplicitous of gods, especially of the gnomes who embody those attributes quite cheerfully, is Garl Glittergold, a favorite phrase deployed at gnomish parties and suppers. Comes from Garl's reply to the mad prophet Osterfeld, who promised Garl the moon, the sun, and all the glinting stars if he could only answer 3 riddles, to which Garl said, "Pull the other one, it has got bells on."
Shield our people from the depredations of the absolute
These boots have seen everything.
Bless them with the strength to endure and the courage to resist. So may it be.
I guess we can take this? Doesn't say that we would be stealing it. Non-denominational prayer. of peace. An in-progress draft of a new prayer to cast across the entire pantheon. It bears the heavy marks of repeated revision. O ye gathered gods. No, too exclamatory. Hear my prayer, cast wide, O resplendent pantheon. Oh yes, much better. I offer it among the multitude for a reason. There cannot be true peace without godly accord. This city, this land, is besieged under threat by a force that stakes a heretical claim to your divinity, each and every one of you. History may well be marked by the clashes and bickerings of godly folk, but there is one fact upon which you all must agree. Yes, even you, Talos. Divinity is earned, not simply claimed. While heretics stalk this world and threaten your faithful, please broker even a mote of peace between yourselves. We need everything we can get. In all gathered faiths, hear our prayer.
Depredations of the absolute heretics. Bless them with the strength to endure and the courage to resist. So may it be.
Layperson's Guide to Holy Exorcism. An instructional script for exorcists to read when removing possessing spirits. Now we understand that possession can be a scary and difficult time. It's perfectly normal to have concerns and questions about the process, but please keep them until the end. In the next minute or so, I will perform a harmless exorcising incantation called Read as Appropriate. Dispel evil and good. Person or remove curse. Item. That will have your Read as Appropriate person or item freed from otherworldly influences in no time. So your beloved Read as Appropriate person/item was recently exorcised. We understand this can be a difficult time. The Soul Forger. Introduction to the Soul Forger. Dwarven myths are so engaging because the skeleton of their story is tied to a craft of the modern era. The bones are made of steel, iron, nickel, copper, a whole host of metals alloyed and superheated and fused together at the joints of legend. Moradin, Soul Forger Allfather, is said to have crafted the dwarven species from the very core of the planet Abertoril. By retelling this story, dwarves link themselves to the craft of blacksmithing. They have in one fell swoop tapped an ore vein of metaphor and discovered a seam of cultural import. For dwarves are not born so industrious, so stoneworthy, so clever at geology. Rather, unlike the growth of long bushy beards, it is learned behavior. Goodness me, was not expecting so much reading in this one.
You see an altar dedicated to Tyr.
Let's have a read.
Tyr, the blind god, offers justice to all, innocent and malefactor alike. The law dictates what is right, be that reward or retribution. His unseeing eyes are a testament to the lawful life he lived and what it cost him. Make a sacrifice out of your own pocket and you may yet be blessed.
Okay, let's leave the donations alone for the time being, guys, because I'm not 100% sure how it all works. Because I feel like maybe I need to donate a certain amount in one go in order to receive some kind of a blessing. I don't even know if the blessing will last permanently throughout the rest of the game or how that all works. In progress essay. Thus, I wonder whether the following thesis might hold water. That a city's life becomes more precarious as the marching armies menace the borders, that people will turn not to the gods who allowed this to happen, but to the dark entities who might have the power to stop it. I speak of the Dead Three, Bane, Baal, and Mercule. For when death threatens your door, who better than the god of living death to protect you? Is it not better to murder than be murdered? And through domination in its purest form, is not the dominator protected? I predict, then, that the coming days will see a wave of conversion such as we have never seen before. Timora, Lady Luck. A list of oaths and sayings that ought to incur Timora's blessing, granting the speaker good luck. 1. By Lady Luck's smile. 2. Turntable Timora, I invoke thee. 3. By the rolling of my dice, please let these results be nice. 4. Spin, spin, O fickle fate wheel. 5. Lady of the diamond glitter dice, mistress of good fortune, sovereign of luck, please have mercy on me for F's sake. The Hound and the Hand. The lawful god Tyr lost his right hand to Kezef the Chaos Hound, a devourer of souls and one of the primordial evils. A coalition of gods hell-bent on taking down Kezef chased the Hound to the barrens of doom and despair and offered him a compact. If the Hound could break chains made by the smith god Gond, the gods would dissolve their union and leave Kezef be. Kezef was skeptical, but he agreed, so long as Tyr put his hand in the Hound's mouth. Tyr looked upon the slavering jaws, each tooth as long as a spear, and he agreed at once. Of course, Kezef had not accounted for the strength of the chain, which was rooted in hellish Cocytus, and blessed by the goddess of magic Mystra. Unable to break free, he bit Tyr's hand clean off, and Tyr sealed the bleeding stump and walked one-handed forevermore, as if it were a badge of honor, which indeed it was, and of boldness and courage besides. I'm just looking at the statue, and yes, so he doesn't have one arm, but instead, well, at least this statue has, you know, the scales. Mother of Halflings. This text is brimmed full with charming short stories concerning Yondala, the matriarch, protector and sovereign creator of the halfling species. Here is one. Once there a community of young pucks and prim pretty halflings called the Lurmelakes. They were none of them old yet, having only newly formed their community around being virile and strong, so all could contribute to the upkeep and tidying and fixing and mending, and so on. Halflings have a great many activities like that. So it was a big shock when an old woman came and asked to join the community. They told her she wasn't welcome, and when they turned her away, politely but very firmly, she went into the nearby woods. Now, the Lurmelakes couldn't have known she was going to take shelter there, so don't think too badly of them, but take shelter she did. When the werewolf men who lived there came to rob the old woman, Yondala invested the old woman with knitting needles to impeccable swiftness. She knitted the werewolf men clothes that would expand to accommodate their monthly changes, and they escorted her back to the Lurmelakes, who accepted the old woman and who took their lumps and scoldings too from the werewolf men, not at all amused at the halflings' lack of sympathy for such a clever elder as this. Selune's devotee. This is a diary recording the life of John Meadowlin. He suffered from lycanthropy, becoming a werebear at the advent of the full moon. Cured of his condition by a priestess of Selune, John Meadowlin exchanged his claws for a greatsword and a cause. He would keep this priestess, her name was Erlona, safe from all trouble on the highways and byways. Further, he would bear witness to her many miracles, for Erlona was a saint of the goddess and gifted even more than he could have ever imagined. They never fell in love, though their friendship was quite something. And a statue of Selune.
You see an altar dedicated to Seluna.
You know, I'm starting to regret selling off like Selenite idols and Shar idols and stuff like that. Maybe that's the sort of stuff that we now need to think about, you know, donating. I guess if I were to replay the game, I would have like kept all of that stuff. Let's have a read.
An inscription reads, "Let all who worship the changing tides of life and knowledge feel the blessings of Seluna. Trust in the purity of my light. See the constancy in its inconstancy, and you will be guided aright. Goddess of the moon and stars, her words and light have long helped wanderers to find their way. Perhaps it could help you too."
Let's not worry about it. And, you know, if I do find that we still have, you know, maybe pendants or whatever that might be, you know, related to Selune or perhaps maybe any of the other gods, we could come here and, you know, make that offering. Dedications to the Pantheon.
Seluna.
A scroll.
Had life turned out differently, I might have been kneeling in prayer here.
A scroll of basic prayers to major deities of the realms. Bahamut, leave me blind to all but the true light of justice, O valiant one. Corallon, I bid my soul glide across the moon and stars with you, elf father. Illustre, run thy sword across my chains, silver lady, that I may join your dance. Gal glitter gold, grant me but a fraction of thy wit, sire. It is all one could need. Grumsh, guide blade to gut, neck, and still beating heart. Hear me. Helm, keep my path in your unfested gaze, Lord. I shall not err if you are watching. Illmater, until... what is this? Until I can bear a fraction of your burden, sufferer I shall. Kelemvor, look not upon our sins, Master of Scales, but measure the worth of your most grateful dead. Ladiger, we walk amongst the filth and dreck, let the harsh command of your eternal task drive your footfall. Lathander, I shall let all who dwell in the dark, feel your holy dawn, morning lord, hear my prayer. Lolth, I spin thy web of chaos, mother, I spin it in your name, let not the threads unravel. Mieliki, guide my path as only you know how, in whispering leaves and slowing grassland. Moradin, hold my hammering hand firm, my crafting mind steadfast, and the tools I form perfect in your image. Mistra, I speak into your weave my supplication and faith, and hope the magics I hold are pleasing to your eye. Ogma, whatever I may say, you know already. Thus I will speak our knowledge to those without it. Selune, let your moon be my light, and I shall let my sword be your shining symbol. Shar, mother of night, darken my step as I walk among the light. Hear my prayer. Talos, hold me in your tempest, Stormbringer, keep my strength to hand. Tempest, mighty Foehammer, lend me your strength as I wage your righteous war. Tiamat, many mouths speak your hunger into this world. Mistress, let me be the loudest. Timora, but a glancing touch of your grace would befit me well, Lady Luck. Tyr, let me be your eyes, blind one, and cast your justice upon this world. Vlakith, I can't read this. Telavlakith Chikri, Telavlakith Tavki, Telavlakith Lashakla. Yondala, fill my cup with plenty, mother, may it never run dry. Alright, and we've got one more statue to check out here, and I think that might be it.
Dedicated to Mistra.
Maybe Gale would like to come here. Let's just have a read.
Mystra, mother of all magic, is the patron of wizards, and often called upon by other spellcasters as well. She's said to be a jealous goddess. Your studies of religion don't suffice to tell you more.
Oh, that's too bad. We succeeded most of those religion checks, somehow. I think that's it. We probably checked everything. Maybe there's just some scrolls. Household prayer, we've read that. Or are they different every single time? No. Don't think so. Alright. Well, that was interesting. I was not expecting that much reading, to be fair. And I feel like we've only, again, literally just made one chip in this area. We've explored this much. And there's so much more to do. I don't think we can go further in that direction. We've already been to the Elfsong Tavern, in which we are, you know, we're not progressing further upstairs just until we're a little bit more comfortable in doing so. I can see, like, structures here, but I don't think they're accessible. So I think maybe the next thing we should do is to head here. Stop the presses. Again, gonna be in the next episode though. Gonna take a break here. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, drop a like down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.